Maureen O'Hara, born Maureen Fitzsimons on August 17, 1920, in Dublin, Ireland, quickly became a symbol of strength and resilience both on and off the screen. Raised in a close-knit Irish family that valued creativity and discipline, she pursued the arts from a young age. Her early training at the Abbey Theatre honed her acting, voice, and elocution skills. O'Hara's striking red hair, fair skin, and expressive green eyes became her signature trademarks when she transitioned to Hollywood. Despite the era's focus on beauty, O'Hara's true strength lay in her ability to portray powerful, complex, female characters. She defied the typical passive roles for women in Hollywood and became known for playing strong, spirited women who demanded respect and attention. From Ireland to Hollywood, a star is born. O'Hara's Hollywood journey began in the late 1930s when she was discovered by famed actor Charles Laughton. Recognizing her talent and presence, he signed her to a contract and cast her in Jamaica in 1939, a film directed by Alfred Hitchcock. This marked the beginning of O'Hara's international career. Her transition from British cinema to Hollywood was seamless, with her first major Hollywood role being in The Hunchback of Notre Dame, 1939, where she played the tragic and beautiful Esmeralda. Known for her fiery red hair and fierce presence, O'Hara quickly became one of Hollywood's most magnetic stars. Unlike many actresses of the time, O'Hara was celebrated not just for her beauty, but for her depth and integrity as an actress. The Queen of Technicolor, a new Hollywood icon. O'Hara's fame blossomed during Hollywood's Technicolor era, where her striking red hair and piercing eyes became iconic. She starred in several films that cemented her status as a leading lady, including How Green Was My Valley, 1941, which won the Academy Award for Best Picture, and The Black Swan, 1942. These roles showcased her range and versatility as an actress, as she played women of strength, determination, and dignity. One of her most cherished collaborations was with legendary director John Ford and actor John Wayne. Their films, particularly The Quiet Man, 1952, are regarded as some of the best in her career. With O'Hara's portrayal of Mary Kate Danaher, a fierce Irish woman, becoming one of her most beloved performances. Hollywood's demands, a strong woman on her own terms. While Maureen O'Hara's film career soared, she faced immense challenges as she tried to navigate the Hollywood system. In an industry that often demanded actresses to conform to rigid standards, O'Hara refused to compromise her principles. She was not afraid to turn down roles that she felt were demeaning or shallow. O'Hara famously insisted on maintaining her Irish accent, a rare act of defiance in a time when Hollywood preferred its actors to conform to American standards. She once declared, "I was the only leading lady in Hollywood who could speak with an Irish accent and didn't have to change it," a proud statement of her unwavering commitment to authenticity, marriage, heartbreak, and resilience. O'Hara's personal life mirrored her strength and resilience. At the age of 19, she married English film producer George H. Brown, but the marriage was short-lived, lasting only 2 years before being annulled. She later married American film director William Houston Price in 1941. The marriage, however, was marred by Price's alcoholism, and after a decade of struggle, O'Hara chose to divorce him in 1951. Despite the heartbreak, O'Hara remained a devoted mother to her daughter, Bronwyn Bridget Price, born in 1944. Throughout this period, O'Hara's strength as a single mother and professional woman shone through, and she never allowed her personal struggles to overshadow her career. A passionate romance and a new chapter. In the mid-1950s, O'Hara found love again with Mexican politician Enrique Parra. Their relationship, which lasted for 14 years, was deeply significant for O'Hara, offering her a blend of excitement and emotional depth. Although they never married, their bond was strong and enduring. Parra introduced O'Hara to a new cultural world, one that balanced glamour with diplomacy, and their relationship was a testament to O'Hara's ability to find love and stability despite the challenges she faced in the spotlight. Eventually, the relationship ended, but O'Hara continued to speak fondly of Para, reflecting on how important he had been in her life. A true love, marriage to Charles Blair. In 1968, at the age of 48, O'Hara married Charles F. Blair Jr., a distinguished aviator and the founder of Antilles Airboats. Blair's intellect, bravery, and sense of adventure captivated O'Hara, and their marriage was one of mutual respect and companionship. O'Hara stepped away from the film industry to support Blair's aviation business, finding fulfillment in a quieter, more private life. However, in 1978, Blair tragically died in a plane crash while piloting one of his seaplanes. This devastating loss, coupled with her own battle with uterine cancer, was a turning point in O'Hara's life. Despite these hardships, O'Hara demonstrated resilience, undergoing successful surgery and emerging stronger from her personal struggles. A legacy of integrity and courage. Throughout her career, Maureen O'Hara never backed down from standing up for what she believed in, even when it came at great personal cost. Her refusal to comply with Hollywood's more sinister practices, including the pervasive casting couch culture, was one of the most significant aspects of her legacy. O'Hara's willingness to speak out against the mistreatment of women in Hollywood laid the groundwork for future generations of actresses. In a 1957 interview, O'Hara candidly revealed that her refusal to submit to powerful men in the industry had resulted in her being blacklisted. She faced immense pressure to conform but never did, earning her a reputation as one of the toughest and most independent women in Hollywood. Maureen O'Hara's Revelations about Hollywood's Dark Side. In her later years, O'Hara was candid about her experiences with the darker side of Hollywood, particularly with powerful figures like director John Ford. While O'Hara respected Ford's brilliance as a filmmaker, she was not afraid to speak out about his abusive behavior on set. O'Hara revealed that Ford, who directed her in The Quiet Man, was emotionally manipulative and at times physically abusive. She recalled incidents where Ford would berate her in front of the cast and crew, and one shocking moment where he slapped her across the face during a film shoot. Rather than accept this mistreatment, O'Hara stood her ground, refusing to be intimidated. She later described Ford as a tormented genius, whose personal demons influenced his treatment of others, particularly her. Maureen O'Hara's influence on future generations. O'Hara's bravery in speaking out against the toxic aspects of Hollywood made her one of the earliest advocates for accountability in the film industry. Her refusal to be silenced, even when it meant losing opportunities, set a precedent for actresses in the years to come. Long before the Me Too movement, O'Hara was one of the first to call out the exploitation that was so prevalent in Hollywood. Her courageous stance on issues of sexual harassment and abuse laid the groundwork for the cultural reckoning that would come decades later. O'Hara's legacy is not just in the films she made, but in the way she lived her life with integrity and strength. Maureen O'Hara, a life well lived. Maureen O'Hara passed away on October 24th, 2015, at the age of 95, in her home in Boise, Idaho. Her death marked the end of an era, as one of Hollywood's greatest stars from its golden age was laid to rest. In her later years, O'Hara chose to live in seclusion, away from the public eye, but her legacy as a pioneering figure in cinema continued to resonate. O'Hara was honored posthumously by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences in 2014, receiving an honorary Oscar for her contributions to film. Her passing left a void in Hollywood, but her influence as a strong, independent woman who never compromised her values remains a powerful part of her legacy. A final rest at Arlington Maureen O'Hara was laid to rest at Arlington National Cemetery alongside her late husband, Charles Blair. This final resting place was a fitting tribute to O'Hara's remarkable life and career. Blair, a distinguished aviator and businessman, had been a significant part of O'Hara's later years, and her decision to be buried next to him reflected the deep love and respect they shared. O'Hara's life was one of immense achievement, not just in her work, but in her courage and integrity. By choosing to be buried at Arlington, O'Hara not only honored Blair's legacy, but also cemented her own place in history as a woman who lived with honor and dignity, both in Hollywood and beyond.